our Seedstars Shanghai winner. We are here at the China Accelerator. It's getting a little dark and nobody's here anymore except the hard-working winner, Kathleen. So tell us, how did you win Seedstars Shanghai and with which project?
Oh, well, we're doing RumaRocket. It's big data for recruitment.
So what do you mean exactly, big data for recruitment? Does that mean that you have like a huge number of candidates that you sort through with an algorithm, I suppose?
Yeah, it's pretty much something like that. We're using advanced machine learning algorithms to sort of help companies find the right candidates to hire based on their skills, their personality data, and peer evaluations, and a whole lot of other things.
So how much data would I need to, or how many people would need to evaluate me or assess me or whatever needs to be done so that I can be evaluated by my company via this algorithm?
How many people?
Yeah, or how much data would you need exactly?
Oh, about 100 people is already okay taking the same sorts of assessments, but the more people put into the system, the better it gets.
So does it only compare people outside of the company or also internally?
It's actually a closed system, so it compares people you bring into the company and people who've been employed for up to 2 to 3 years. So you're able to look at data on the most successful employees, and from there you can make your hiring process a lot smarter by using the insights you gain about your best employees.
We have here a very multicultural or very family-friendly area, because not only is a big startup scene here, but also a couple of kids are getting their first entrepreneurial whiffs. So we start young. And Kathleen, if you're not all that old either, how did you and when did you start this company?
Well, I started it in college when a friend of mine dropped out of school and she couldn't find a job because the company said that she needed a college degree, and I sort of thought that it was weird that somebody as smart and as talented as her wouldn't be hired just because she didn't have a piece of paper signed by an institution. So yeah, from there I did a study on if you took out all that information and left the skills data, would companies be able to figure out which people were college graduates and which were not? And I found that that wasn't the case. So it sort of grew from there, and we built a company around it.
So it seems like you already had a kind of process with it. You mentioned Brown, and I think in the presentation you also mentioned MIT. Could you explain a little bit how you've been working with these colleges?
It's more of like I was invited over there to present what I've been doing, and I got a lot of good feedback and sort of like ways in which I could improve on it and turn it into something that I could apply to a system, which I'm doing now.
So you are actually not from China, if I had understood correctly,
Yes.
but you made the trek over the waters from the Philippines. So what moved you to go from the Philippines to Shanghai?
Oh, it was Todd Embley, Program Director of China Accelerator. Before I met Todd, I actually wasn't very familiar with the Chinese startup scene, but after I talked to him, he painted a very bright picture of what it was like here, and we decided that it might be a good idea to explore a bit and sort of see if there were companies here in China who would need our service. And yeah, we found a lot of people, and we're in the process now of exploring the market and sort of expanding on our initial products and services.
I can imagine that a country like China, which of course has, a large company probably sees hundreds of candidates each day, that they're in dire need of recruiting software. So how is are you already in that phase where you've been getting feedback from potential customers?
Yeah, we had an original version version up, but right now we're working on a second iteration, and we've already signed up several companies to test it out. We're going live by next week, actually. I'm very excited about that, and yeah.
So for the companies under you guys that are watching this, please be there for the launch, etc. How are you gonna? What's the pricing like? What do the companies that are interested in your project need to know?
Well, we're going to be very affordable, but we want like good feedback about what you guys think about the product, and we'd love to hear your opinions on what kind of features you'd want to see in something like this. So we're here to improve your hiring experience as much as possible, and we want to hear from you guys.
And how do you change? I'm sure that there's a lot of competition in that field.
Yeah.
So how do you change a perspective from a company that may think, well, if it's big data, they're going to go to SAP or Oracle, etc. How do they choose you? What makes you unique?
Well, we're cheaper.
That's a good point. That's already a very good point.
And we want to be to position ourselves for the SME market, because these companies are still using very traditional hiring methods, and we want to be a cheap and efficient solution for their hiring needs. And maybe initially we would build up at that market, but eventually we also want to be able to target the bigger companies and slowly build up our reputation.
Well, I'm sure that they could use your help a little bit along the road. And so what other future milestones are there? So you're thinking on the long road from going from SME to corporate,
Yes.
Customers at least. So how else would you like to scale this? Are there any other countries that you're looking into currently?
Switzerland.
Of course.
The Philippines, of course. We're looking at other Southeast Asian regions as well, and maybe eventually into Europe and the United States.
Excellent. Well, I think we are all very, very glad to have you, and I'm sure that for the Seedstars World team and any companies that are out there that are looking to hire, we're very excited to hear about your product. And so check out the launch of RumaRocket that is going to come out soon. When exactly? Do you want to give us the launch date?
We don't have an exact date yet, but catch it next week.
Exactly, because we don't know when exactly we're launching this video. We can't give you an exact date, because by the time it might be online, it might have already launched. So in the future, in the past, it has launched. And we can't wait for RumaRocket to be in the markets, and of course to be on our final event stage in Geneva next February. See you then, and see you soon also in Seedstars Sydney.
Oh,